this is the Gray Bearded Ninja. So we're going to be lighting a fire. We're getting this is January 1st, 2021. We're going to be lighting a fire out here in the fire pit. We're going to be using some different resources. Obviously, our firewood, our sticks, our branches are going to be wet. They're going to be cold, going to be frozen. So this whole idea here is that we're going to be working in an adverse environment. This is obviously less than ideal than what, a camping environment would be. This is going to be more in the lines of a survival situation. So stay tuned. I've got some more stuff coming for you. Okay, the first thing that we want to do in this type of a situation environment is we're going to be looking for sticks and branches, things that we're going to want to light. Obviously, this stuff is wet, cold, and we're going to want to prepare our fire lay by gathering up the wood that we need in order to light a fire. Being that it's cold and wet and miserable out here, we want to get this done as quickly as possible. So this is what we have to work with. All right, this is the Gray Bearded Ninja. Obviously, we're going to try to start a fire. It's snowing, it's wet, it's miserable out here. What you want to do, and like I showed in previous video clips, is you want to gather up some sticks and branches. You want to get your wood prepared and ready. You want to clean out your fire lay. Try to get the snow out of the way if you can. And since this is going to be considered an emergency fire, we're just going to use a lighter. We're going to use Firestart material to help get this fire started as quickly as possible. We don't want to be spending a lot of time out here losing our core body temperature. So getting this started as quickly as we can is extremely important. So we'll start with this. So basically, what I have in my pocket's what I'm limited to using here. And in this type of situation, your go-to is going to be a Bic lighter or a torch lighter, whatever you want to use. I keep stuff in a Ziploc baggie to help keep this. We've got some of our Firestart material here. We're going to light this. Get that ignited. Turn it around. Once you get it ignited, let that burn. You want to let it get. What I'm going to do in this situation is I'm going to use the snow to kind of create my fire build here. I'm going to place the cold, wet, miserable branches over the top of this. As far as using your Firestart material, only use what you need. If you don't have to use an entire block of it, I would recommend that you don't. What we're trying to do is let this flame develop through the fire starter, and it's going to create heat which rises and it's going to light our branches to get our fire started. Now I'm going to blow on it just to kind of give it some extra oxygen. Just take your time. You don't want to drown this out or smother it. But the Duraflame Firestart is great to create that fire, that initial fire that you need to dry out your branches and get your fire started. Like I said, I'm using the snow to kind of create my depth here. You know, I hollowed out underneath, and I'm just laying the other sticks and branches on top of the snow, which will eventually melt, and it'll drop the firewood down. But as it ignites, it's drying out the branches, the sticks that we're using. Obviously, they've been out here in the snow, and they've been wet. But in an emergency situation, you want to be able to get your fire going quickly. And then once this ignites, you're going to start adding larger sticks and branches, and then eventually much larger wood if it's available in the area that you're in. We can see that we're starting to get ignition of the firewood that we have here, the branches. Like I said, you want to be patient. Don't be in too big of a hurry to start throwing big stuff on here. You want it to catch on fire, then you gradually add bigger and bigger sticks. The Firestart material lasts a long time, and it gives you the ability to get your fire started. If you feel like it's not giving you the results that you want or creating a hot enough fire, take additional Firestart, kind of smash it up a little bit, create a little hollow here where you can get it down in there, and add it to your fire. Push your branches back over, let it get lit. Just push it in there. You want to try not to use all of your resources at once, because you may have to do another fire later. But the idea is, let the Firestart do its job, and let this tinder, the branches and limbs, dry out, and let the fire build. Then you add to that to create your survival fire. Again, we're not going to add big stuff to this until we get a significant amount of fire and we get this dried out. Then we'll continue to add more. Fire kit goes back in my pocket, and then I start tending the fire. I start working on adding branches and other things to allow me to keep this fire going. Again, in a survival situation, this could be a life or death situation. If it's a camping situation, it's just good fire starting skills.